Grace and peace to you, friends, Westminster United Methodist Church. It is good to speak to you on this Independence Day 2020. It's been a very interesting 6 months, let's say, and particularly the last 3 months as we've stepped away from having in-person worship here at Center&Main. I will tell you that we have been planning and working and striving to have an opportunity to experience live in-person worship tomorrow on July 5th. After looking at some of the things that are going on in the media, looking at some of the numbers in our state, and particularly our county, I think we have decided to step back and to breathe and to hold off on live in-person worship inside at Center&Main until the second week in August. I know this will be disappointing to some of you who are very much looking forward to coming here tomorrow and celebrating with your friends, even though we were practicing social distancing, even though we got all the pews marked out and we were going to help people find seats, and people had taken time to reserve their spaces. We just felt that some of the numbers were just a little concerning. In particular, here in Maryland, while our 7-day positivity rate has hovered around 5 during this past week, we saw it both go down for a couple of days and then it upticked for a day or two, and then this morning it went back down. The concern that we have here in Carroll County is that at Memorial Day weekend, our weekly positivity rate experience, actually not the positivity rate, but the number of cases in Carroll County was about 31 testing positive. I don't know how many people were actually tested that week. I just know that there were 31. And then what we had seen through the month of June is that each week that number dropped significantly, went from 31 to 14 to 13 to 10. And then in this last week, we saw a big uptick on the number of positive tests in Carroll County. So it jumped to 34, which is higher than Memorial Day weekend. Now, that could be that more people are actually being tested now, and that's why we're seeing it. The 7-day positivity rate in Carroll County is about 2.78. That's very good compared to the rest of the state. However, because we've seen this uptick that took place this past week, I am not feeling comfortable with us providing live in-person worship here at Center&Main. So my encouragement to you is make sure that you log into Facebook or Zoom or YouTube. Those links will actually be updated. So watch for an e-herald that's going to be coming out a little bit later on today or early tomorrow morning. My main concern here is safety. I have discussed this with our reentering well, and they have been supportive in this decision moving forward. Believe me, this is not a decision that we make lightly. We make this decision with the best possible ways that we can. I was going to talk to you all about how Independence Day celebrates our liberties, but we also have to remember that our liberties come at great cost, and our liberties are maintained by us working together to make sure that all persons are in the best possible situation so that we can all move forward, not in lockstep, but in step with one another so that we can feel that we are confident that our next move is going to be in concert with God's desires for us. I wish I was better at discerning that. When I took a spiritual gifts inventory test many years ago, and it's always been consistent, my discernment score is always like 0. So I always rely on other people to make those decisions. I have a very strong gift of faith and leadership, but unfortunately, discernment I just struggle with. So we're making the best decision that we can at this point in time. I hope that many of you who are looking forward to coming here understand and know that we're going to be aiming for the second week in August. That doesn't mean that nothing's going to happen between now and then. In fact, what we're going to be discussing on Monday is providing an opportunity for outdoor worship, perhaps on Sunday evenings or midweek. And we're hoping that those opportunities will be taken advantage of, and if we're outside and the weather is pleasant and we have an opportunity to gather together, it will be similar We had really hoped to come indoor. We knew that indoor worship was what many people will have missed. But for now, I think this is the wise decision moving forward. I hope that you'll continue to pray and support the ministries of the church as we move forward in this process. If you have any questions, I encourage you to reach out to me. Put your comments in the Facebook link below. We'll be uploading this also to YouTube so people can actually see that there. And hopefully, we'll get some more information out later today. For now, I wish you a very safe and socially distanced 4th of July. May God continue to protect you. May God continue to watch over our nation as we move forward. May we find ways that we can act so that even the most at-risk and vulnerable amongst us are safe in whatever ways that the greater society can provide for. And until we meet again, which will be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., may God continue to bless you and your family. See you in the morning.